If you've been keeping up with the Dream SMP, you'll know that Dream and Awesamdude have been hard at work creating what they call Pandora's Vault. Pandora's Vault is an extremely high-tech and secure prison that is said to be able to fully contain any Minecraft player. That's right, including Technoblade. There is literally no way to get out of it, or so it may seem. In this video, I'm going to analyze Pandora's Vault and share with you what I think is the way to break out of it.
Pork chop!
Now, this is a hard problem, but that's okay, because any problem can be solved as long as you know enough about it. So, I asked the trusty old Google machine what it knew about the Dream SMP Prison, Pandora's Vault. And let me tell you, finding the right information did not take long at all. I mean, look at this website. You could write like an entire PhD thesis with this. What? So let's quickly go over what we're up against, while definitely not reading the website word for word. Pandora's Vault, also known as Awesamdude's Prison or the Creeper Crypt? What kind of a name is Creeper Crypt? A massive prison complex filled with complicated redstone, being built by Awesamdude, with help from primarily Dream, Bad Boy Halo, Antfrost, and others. Many features of this prison are considered top secret and will not be revealed to the public. Okay, that's cool, but what does it have for defenses? Well, the website lists these too, so today I don't want to overbore you with tons of details, so I'll just show you the essential bits. The first line of defense are the obsidian walls. These are said to be layers upon layers of obsidian thick, and specially designed with water to prevent against wither explosions. Building off of that are the Elder Guardians. As you probably know, these bad boys give you Mining Fatigue 3, which of course makes blocks take forever to mine. So, good luck getting through those walls, my friend. But if you somehow broke the walls, they've also got a messaging system that somehow magically sends a text message to the guard's phone. No idea how that works, but I'm not gonna question. Now, about those guards, it said they patrol the prison, making sure no one breaks in or out, presumably with maxed gear. Now, if you're thinking all we have to do is kill them, there's more to it. They have what are called Ender Pearl stasis chambers, or Ender porters, that allow the guards to instantly teleport back to the prison, equipping them with gear all over again. Now, about the inside of the prison itself, in order to get in, one must enter a series of nether portals. You might think exploring the nether is a good idea to get in, but Dream has mentioned they've also got that covered. Now, inside the prison, they've got redstone doors, which are triggered by keycard systems that are impossible to trick. And lastly, as for the prisoner, there's a system in place which makes them respawn in the prison with a mechanism that keeps them from breaking their own bed. So, killing the prisoner wouldn't really get them out. Also, they have 3 canon deaths, so better watch out. So now that we've figured out what we're dealing with, let's go over what it will take to break out. If we're able to knock down each and every system, the prisoner should theoretically be able to escape. Early on, I saw a lot of people suggesting to use withers. Now, the walls are wither-proof, but withers might be useful for distraction purposes, especially if Technoblade has like 50 of them. Those guards are not to be underestimated, though. Another interesting idea is using milk. As you probably know, milk gets rid of all potion effects, both good and bad. So, all you'd have to do is swig some milk and break down the wall, right? Well, it sounds like they've got that covered too, using multiple Elder Guardians. It would take forever to mine through it, and even if you did, the guards would be right there to kill you. So how about brute force? Just gather a bunch of pro gamers together and battle it out, right? Well, again, the respawn chambers would instantly bring them back, leaving very little time left even if they were killed. So it sounds like we're coming across a common problem here. There are multiple mechanisms in place that cannot be taken down all at once, which is a perfect segue to my master escape plan. But before that, I want to quickly tell you about an honorable mention. While talking to a good friend of mine, who I'd consider a Minecraft expert, he mentioned this.
With any security system, the biggest flaw in like real life is usually the people. So with this prison, like you can do as much techie redstone stuff as you like and playing with game mechanics, but if you can just convince someone to let you out, or, you know, bribe a guard to let you out, or, you know, give you ender pearls or whatever, that's going to be much better.
And this was a eureka moment for me, because I didn't even consider this. It would require the prisoner to be crafty and the guards to be exploitable, but I don't know, I think Tommyinnt could get the job done. But let's get back to the master escape plan. Here we go, here's what I've come up with as the best method of getting the prisoner out. And, funnily enough, it's actually being used in the prison itself. And that is an ender pearl stasis chamber. If you don't know what an ender pearl stasis chamber is, shameless plug, cause I made a video on it. But for real though, I've already made a full video explaining ender pearl stasis chambers, aka ender porters, in this video right here. So if you're curious, I'll leave it in the end cards so that you can go watch it after this, but I'll give you a quick rundown right now. The idea is to hold an ender pearl in stasis using a bubble column. The ender pearl can be held indefinitely until it collides with something, causing the player who threw it to teleport. This can be done virtually as far as the player wants, as long as the ender porter is in a loaded chunk. Why I am calling this the ultimate solution for the prisoner is because it single-handedly gets through every single line of defense with one simple device. Here's how it would work. The first thing to do would be to choose a good location for the ender porter. The main weakness of this method is, of course, someone breaking it. So, hiding it super far away and protecting it would be the best way to ensure a successful teleportation. Then all the prisoner would have to do is throw a pearl in, and they're set. Now, the next question is how to trigger the ender porter, and therefore the teleportation. And here's what I've come up with. There are two good options for this. Option 1, just simply have a friend there to activate it. Since the chunk has to be loaded in order for the teleportation to trigger, a player being there would certainly work. The prisoner would somehow signal the player at the porter, and they'd activate it. However, this requires the person triggering the porter to actually be online and ready at the time. And there's always a possibility that the person triggering the ender porter turning on the prisoner, which leads us to option 2. Option 2, I think, is a bit more reliable. What the prisoner could do is set up the ender porter as far away as they'd like, similar to before, but this time set up both a chunk loader and a super long timer, for a length of, for instance, a few days or weeks. This takes care of loading the porter and triggering the teleportation. Once it's set, all the player has to do is keep track of the time and wait. However, while explaining this to my friend, he mentioned a good point.
Well, in order to get an ender porter to teleport you out, you would have had to have built that before getting captured. So you would have to know in advance that you're, well, either going to get captured or are likely to get captured.
The prisoner has to know in advance that they're being captured in order for this to work. This may seem impossible to know, but we all know that Technoblade always has a trick up his sleeve, so it honestly wouldn't surprise me if he did something like this. He has also mentioned he's tinkered with ender pearl stasis chambers in the past. So if the prisoner knew ahead of time that they would get captured, or if they're just really good at planning ahead, the ender porter is an almost foolproof strategy. However, there's still one big problem that would make all of this completely useless, and that's the plot. At the end of the day, whatever happens is going to be up to how the story is written. So, maybe we'll see some of these strategies used, and maybe not. That's okay though, because, at least in my opinion, they've done a great job so far with the story, and I'm very excited to see what will happen in the days to come.